What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about some things that you might find quite interesting today. But before we begin into that, I want to talk about last video because we tried to do 100 push-ups and we ended up failing. We didn't even get halfway done. I think we only got to like 31 or 32, which is absolutely horrible. And I was exhausted, and I'm still exhausted today. Well, today we are going to be talking about something that you guys might find quite interesting, and this has to do with the name of my channel, and that is the universe. That is right, today we are going to be discussing my thoughts on the universe, and we're going to be talking all about it, so tune in for today's video, because today I'm going to be sharing you my thoughts on the universe. Okay, so as we know, there are 8 planets, right, that we have: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all that, okay? And how many planets are there in total? Well, that is obviously a really big number, right? As we know, there are several planets. Most of the planets, as we know, do not orbit around the sun. Most of the planets are just scattered around the universe, okay? So, a lot of planets are without a home, but how many planets are there? Well, I did a little bit of research, and because of course I don't know the numbers, but I figured about a few trillion, couple trillion, billions, trillions, something along the lines of that, because we know there are tons and tons of planets, and there's probably even more that we haven't even discovered yet. But I think when I was doing research, I think it said there were about 700 quintillion planets. These numbers are obviously really high, and I don't know if that's true or not, because dang, those numbers are really high. And there's probably even more planets than that. And we're also going to be talking about stars, because stars also have a really big part in the universe. And about how many stars are there? Well, there are about 1 billion trillion stars. Um, that's a big number. 1 billion trillion. That means there are about 100 billion stars in, like, each galaxy, which is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that's a lot of stars to keep up with. And keep in mind that our sun is a star, and our sun is not the biggest star. There are much bigger suns in the universe. There is a sun that is so much bigger than ours. Like, you need to look it up, because you need to look up the biggest sun in the universe compared to our sun, and our sun is like a little speck. And like, okay, so it's like a fingernail compared to this pillow right here. Compared to that pillow, that's about how much of the difference is. So our sun is definitely a very small sun compared to a lot of the other suns. Because our sun might be a lot bigger than our Earth, but still, our sun is outnumbered by tons and tons of other suns. And by the way, speaking of stars, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be obvious to most of you guys, but think about this. There are so many grains of sand on this planet, right? There's sand on land, and there's even sand in the bottom of the ocean. There's sand everywhere, okay? There are more stars than there are grains of sand. But are there more planets than stars? Well, I think so. But I don't know if that has yet to be proven. But I do think there are more planets than stars, because, I mean, it's very likely that there are. But there are so many stars and so many planets. Now, life. Let's talk about life. Because, as we know, this Earth is the only planet that we know of that has life on it. But can this be true? I don't know. Because, I mean, that is a lot of other planets and other galaxies. Trillions of galaxies. I mean, let's talk about how many galaxies or how many planets. And this is the only one that we know that has life on it. Can this be true? I absolutely doubt it. I bet there has to be at least another sort of life, either intelligent life or just some sort of life, maybe bacteria, I don't know, something along the lines of that, because there are so many other planets, so many other galaxies, so much, and yet this is the only one with life on it. What are the chances? The chances of us being the only life form that we know of, that is extremely low numbers. Our planet would be like, that is really high numbers, guys. And so I believe there is at least a second life form, probably even more, hundreds, millions of life. And because, I mean, think about it, there's no way we could just be the only ones with life. Because that just doesn't seem right to me, and I sure hope it doesn't seem right to you. So anyways, that is me discussing the universe. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button. I got some really cool videos coming up for you guys, so tune in for next time. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.